guys, it's Queendija, and in today's video, I'll be reacting to episode 24 of 2019's Fruits Basket. You know, I'm not ready to watch this episode because we all know it's time for this to happen, and I'm not really ready to see this. You know, even though while I was downloading this, I got to see a preview of it in this form in 2019's animation, and honestly, I almost cried, and I don't want to watch this episode. I want to skip this episode dead ass. Like, I really am not ready to see this all over again, especially with the fact is, like, I want to say about like a month or two ago, I just read this, everything that's all gonna happen, and I don't want to see it animated now because it's just gonna hurt my feelings all over again, and I may or may not cry. I don't really know yet, but other than that, let's go ahead and get started with episode 24. Oh god, in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't want to watch this. Don't want to watch this. I just want to skip it. So bad. Please just let me skip this. Don't put the happy music on. I don't want the happy music. No, it's gonna get worse. We can't do everything. I'm already crying. The damn episode ain't really start yet. We're like, what? We a minute into the episode. I'm already crying. No. I don't want this. I don't want to watch this. I really don't. This episode, please, please, please. Yeah. We know why you're here. I know why you're here. You may say that, but you do like it here. So, Taurus, I'm gonna cover you anyway. There's no room. One day, Sugar Ray is going to clean his room, or Toro's just gonna get in there and clean. Because he needs to be judged now. She needs to truly see it. So they can move past this. Yes. But I don't want this. No, I'm not ready. No. No, you're wrong. That's not true. If she had it, yeah, one. Yeah. So that she couldn't harm anyone. Because in a way she wanted you to believe it. And I won't be home without him. Mm-hmm. I was like, go ahead and end the episode, okay? I don't want to watch anymore. It's too emotional today. Emotional Friday. It's over. I cried all my tears. It's over. I don't need anything else. Thank you. Finally. We can move on. One secret is over. And we still got another secret to go. That's all. I'm crying again. I'm so Jesus Christ. Oh God, thank you finally. I mean, I remember in the other version that like because of the fact is I think oh God, because it's been a while, but I do remember some of it. Um in the original anime, they had Hana and Uo like in the episode just to really have Toru to build Toru's confidence up because of course like at that moment she wasn't able to like do it, and then eventually like Yuki comes in to help because all three of them are there together and my heart was hurting and I was thinking okay so it's gonna be exactly like this, and then it was around the point where we were at halfway through this first season and I was reading it and I read this chapter and learning the truth and I was just like oh shit like oh God, and it just hurt me so much, you know. I'm a little we're like I think by next week we'll probably be on the chapter or a couple of chapters that I'm already into. I still need to kind of continue reading it because I kind of want to, but at the same time I don't um so but God, to see this show, I mean not even the show, this episode once again so many years later and how frightened, scared and sad I was the first time when I saw the original version of it, and how my cousin, my male cousin, he watched it and he ain't feel nothing. And I was like, but that's because you're not a girl, you're a guy, and sometimes guys don't always feel certain things, and that's not always true. There are some guys who do feel emotion, but I feel like if you did not cry during this episode, because this is a very emotional episode, I mean, probably the most emotional as of any other episode that has been portrayed with this show, because this is something that a lot of us have been waiting for to see, specifically me, ever since episode 1, and I was like, how the hell am I going to be when this episode truly comes? Because no matter how many episodes we were going into, this was the one thing that was always on my mind. Between this and the episode where eventually Kyo and Yuki had to go back to the Soma's mansion and leave Toru by herself on Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, like that's an emotional episode. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that's like for me, that's the second most emotional episode, but then this is the first. Everything else, like, because they're, you know, this is truly the manga 100% rather than the other version, which is like a, I don't want to say they half-assed it, but they half-assed it because the fact is they couldn't do what we can do now. And honestly, they did a really good job. A really good job. Just to have those emotional feelings and to, instead of it being Yuki, Kyo, and her, and then having a little bit of confidence boost talks from Hana and Uo, it's just Toru, and Toru was the one who had to do everything. I really enjoyed that because she is the one ultimately who had to do it by herself. She, even though there was points where, like, sitting here watching this episode, I was like, I wish they could have did it like the original filler one, but I was like, no, she has to do it by herself because it's the only way. And this is one of those episodes where honestly, you don't need to talk into the whole entire thing. I know some people like are probably gonna get a little pissed about me like not talking at certain points, but this is an episode specifically where you honestly need to shut up and you just need to sit and watch the episode and have every little thing that's in your mind just go through your mind instead of talking, because you will miss very important parts and very emotional moments. And that's why I was like, yeah, I don't think I could really talk for the rest of this episode and only really to certain parts, especially because I think if I did talk, I wouldn't have missed anything because I know certain things, but it's just, it was something that I've been like talking about with myself for like the past few weeks. I was like, am I really going to talk through the whole thing, or am I going to talk through points and just shut up and cry? I mean, honestly, like I said, I just didn't really want to see this episode because I knew how it was going to go and how emotional it was going to be specifically for me and probably anybody else who's probably watched this episode already. But it was really good, and I'm really happy that this secret, the first secret, is now over. And we can go on to the other one that was kind of talked about at the beginning of this show. And eventually, so my thing is, it's probably going to be something that's going to be this season 2. Because of the fact is we have like, what, a couple more weeks before summer anime is over. And then we go dead ass into fall anime. So once that first week of October comes, I think that's when we're officially going to get the new opening, the new ending, the confirmed season 2 and such. And yeah, so I think now we're supposed to see the horse girl, the girl who she's the only chick who I'm waiting for. Besides, I think I think there's like maybe a rooster for this show, I believe. I think someone told me that last week or 2 weeks ago. I think those are the only other characters. I know there's a couple other characters we have to see. So, but yeah, I think possibly even after today, later on tonight, once I finish everything, I will probably continue reading the manga and just like talk about it on my own or with my mother and have my mother watch me cry for a couple of minutes and such. But other than that, guys, that is my reaction review towards episode 24 of Fruits Basket. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a like. It really helps me out. Also, subscribe to my channel. I make videos every single day. Join the Metro Squad, and of course, I will see you guys officially all next Friday for episode 25. Bye, guys.